Hi, welcome back to this YouTube channel. In for another free play of Anthem today. I had some thoughts on the game a little bit. I've run into a few problems, nothing super major, but one of the main things is there's really no mission tracking in free play very well. It comes up as you get close, but it's not like an A to B. And it's really anything you're close to. So, my thoughts on that is that's what it's like for a freelancer in real life. If you have a job, you have someone telling you what to do, when to do it, how to do it, from the top down. And a freelancer is going to find his work. So the people that really don't like that type of system are almost saying, possibly to maybe some higher-ups in the world, that they like being told what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and they don't like having to go find work. They don't like having to not know what's next. Have everything mapped out already for them. Even in their gaming and but I don't think that's really what it is. I think it just stems from a satisfaction of doing what's supposed to be done, and it's not really clear, even as a freelancer who finds their own work, it's not really spelled out that that's the case. If they said, hey, you're a freelancer, that's just part of the story. But if they say, hey, we're actually going to make you freelance in this game, and you have to find your work. If it said, free play, if the lady right next to the pad when you get into your suit, if she said, freelancers find their own work, if there aren't any contracts to be had here at the fort, go out and find some work yourself in the land of Bastion. And everybody would know that that's what they're supposed to do, and they would respect that. But there's really nothing that points you in that direction. And maybe that's the conversation they want to have. I don't know. It seems a little bit, things are politically charged anymore, and this game has already identified itself as somewhat of a political game, with saying stronger together twice that I've heard so far. They'll jump into the suit and they'll say stronger together, which was a political campaign hope and promise from one of the past presidential candidates. And so it's all subliminal. I know I sound like a conspiracy theorist right now, which is not real popular with some people. But you got to think, everyone's calling this just a mishap. Like, oh, well, they're just not doing it like everybody else. That's just a mishap. There's no tracking. There's bugs. I ran into something where it was leading me the wrong way. I consider that a bug. When it takes me in the wrong direction and has me go around in circles because I'm following the little green beacon at the top, it's kind of like a points you in the right direction, and it's worked before and taken me where I needed to go. But I actually have a video of it, and it's tagged with the line "Anthem sucks." I didn't really want to do that, but I wanted to see how many views I'd get, because everyone else is getting a lot of views from videos that are negative, and I almost feel obligated to say something bad, because, and that's the way humanity is also. If everybody was raving, then everyone would rave, and since somehow the mood got kind of alterated, then it's not good. So, but they kind of set the tone as soon as you open the game. I feel like I've beaten this level before. It's like deja vu. But if you have to go out and find work and you find it annoying and everything, and you don't want to deal with that, and you want to have everything mapped out, you know, that's neat. But it's always mapped out by somebody, and so that person might be more like a freelancer. So that was just my thoughts on that. Just that it's kind of a premise, and then the reactions are kind of like, see, haha, you know, look at how they act and stuff like that. So I would be a little bit careful about having anything negative to say about the freedoms of the free play, because that's somewhat of what this country is based on, is being able to go out in the field and do what you want to do when you want to do it. Video games are different, though, a little bit, because everything is made by a human. The entire thing is produced by someone. The game system itself, all the chips, the program, the software, is quite the product. So the only way you get freedom here is by having it designed in. But a lot of countries, they tell you what you're going to be doing for a living today, and they say how long, and a lot of times they dictate how many children you can have, and that's a little bit like a life formula. So maybe there's no connection there, maybe I'm off by a mile, but just be careful what you wish for. I personally don't mind going around hunting. The world is so big that if I made this, I would kind of want people to fly past everything more than once. And maybe looking at it and trying to figure out where to go would be okay. I really like those grenades. Because it induces you to go ahead and fly past everything and interact with everything and look at everything and search around everything, and you really interact and look at the world, and the world is very beautiful. It's a nice game as far as the graphics go. So without any kind of it's hard to make videos, though, to say like, hey, I'm going to do this one mission, and I'm going to start my recording first, and then I'm going to do the mission, and then I'm going to turn it off. Now, I'm only so far through the game, and I'm still completing the world challenges and stuff, and I know everyone else is, a lot of other gamers were finished with the game in 2 days, and they recorded it, and they stayed up, and I didn't do that, so they may have seen a lot of other things that I haven't seen yet, if you're comparing with what I'm saying with others that are broadcasting opinions on the game. But I like the music. It definitely has a AAA soundtrack to it. If you set the controller down, you're going to be listening to some nice sounds with good echoes. And you feel like you're in an environment. It's very encompassing. It's very it's mood setting. And I like those types of games where you set down the control and the room's dark and it just sounds nice. There's a lot of games with annoying music and different styles too. This one has kind of an epic-y, it's more epic sounding music. It's not really beat oriented, it's just like sounds that are musical. It's more like classical, but with synthesizers. But in other games like, say, Wipeout, or what is that? For the PSVR. I think it's Wipeout XL or something. But there's this one screen, the opening screen. The music's a little bit annoying. It just kind of turns you off. A lot of the other beats are really good and they're really driving, but the one for the opening screen is just, it gets under my skin. I don't really get any bad vibes from the music. on this game at all. But I'm playing the game right now and I'm just killing guys and I'm not achieving anything necessarily. If I go up there and do a melee attack, I'll probably get points for that. Because one of the achievements, they want melee attacks. Or if I kill 2 or 3 guys at once, they would probably give me combo attack. But now I'm coming up on a scorpion nest. So I've done quite a few of these. There's like scorpion nest after scorpion nest. So as usual, I walk up and shoot a bunch of scorpions. So I've played probably 3 or 4 like this. It doesn't necessarily deem it instantly illegitimate. It just means that's the premise of the game. You're going to be killing scorpions. Personally, I like the weapons a lot, so anytime I get to use them, I'm pretty happy about it. I like that grenade that breaks off a lot. But I don't play a lot of real heavy shooters. I try to stay away from them normally. I don't like a lot of World War not videos, but I really don't like World War II videos, and I don't like World War games very much. Real violent games I'm not really into. I like this because I'm shooting something other than people, basically. If my kid's in the room, I don't feel like it's overly gruesome. I think I'm watching, terrorist videos. I mean, the reality of war is very intriguing, obviously, but playing it for 6 to 8 hours and then making some money somehow and then playing it for another 6 to 8 hours, I don't know. I suppose if a big game comes out, I might review one and maybe I'll change my mind about that. But as it stands right now, for the sake of just playing what I like to play, I don't really get into the real graphic shooters like Wolfenstein and stuff like that. I play Doom, but it's so far from reality. It's like, yeah, right. But I mean, there's games where you go in and you like mow down some bunch of people and rob the place, and I don't know. It's just seems like if you had to defend yourself in a life and death situation, the cops would say, "Well, what kind of video games are you playing?" Like, "Oh, well, look at this stuff, Is this your fantasy or something? What is?" It's like, but that's what's being provided to us every day to buy. It's like, here's the one with the best graphics. Well, what are you doing it? Well, that one's always handy. So it's nice to use those types of weapons, because that's what I have here is heavy-hitting weapons. But I think a lot of people have played a lot of games with heavy-hitting weapons. Like Battlefield 5. I think that's some pretty heavy-hitting artillery, and when your gun's big enough to be called artillery, that's a big gun. I don't think they have anything like the 5-rocket barrage, but machine guns are definitely on point. But I actually come from a long line of freelancers. It's heavily saturated in our blood in my family, so it's kind of... I understand the concept of being misinformed on purpose. It's almost what it feels like in this game. Like, we're not going to tell you, and we're almost going to tell you the wrong thing, because that's what happens. And then it's almost like a, well, is this what we want to be doing? But there's certain industries that will never not be freelance just because by nature they have to be. YouTubers are kind of like freelancers a little bit. Unless they're hooked up with a company that's telling them when to jump and how high and all that, which can happen.
One more.
Boy, that guy just comes up fast. He looks mean. He's got that flat face. Alright, let's have some fun. Wow, it was all in the one guy. It's possible that there's nothing to be said about freelancers, but they do use the term. And then they did design the game a certain way. So it's probably almost, I would say, in honor of.
Situation is dangerous. We need to clear out this threat.
At least I hope so. I think this is funner than Destiny, though. I played Destiny, and they had those little motorcycles you could drive, and I bought it because I saw the little helper module guy was going in between like pipes and stuff, and the graphics. It was illuminating the pipes, and it was really nice graphics. So I bought it, and we played it, and just coming back and having to read the little plaque, and the guy was like moving in the background. It just lost me because Horizon Zero Dawn came out, and we had just kind of set down Destiny over that one because the gameplay was just so much more engaging, and you know, there's the outfits and the running and the long trails, and the storyline was very in depth with the world. It was very well thought out, and it was an epic adventure, and I look forward to the next one. It'd be nice if it was in VR, maybe. I don't know, maybe that wouldn't work. Sometimes you gotta be careful what you wish for. But it's neat how the light comes through these little holes in the rocks and stuff. It almost looks like nighttime on this side. There's just a lot of detail. I think some people are bashing it and they're playing it on PS4, just the regular one. And I'm not sure how well the graphics are stunning. I'm not sure if it's as stunning on those systems. So you always have the tickle of the polished graphics in 4K on these newer the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X or a really high-end PC. I've seen some people reviewing it on a PC that was getting like 10 or 12 frames per second, and you know, I can see how I don't care what game you're playing, if it has that kind of performance, it's pretty hard to get past. But on the Xbox, it really plays nice. I think it was almost designed with 6 teraflop in mind. Definitely a newer PC. And they were saying they were going to update it and have it next gen ready. So maybe they'll have it come out on the next gen systems. They could milk it, honestly. It's pretty fun, and the world can kind of grow on you too, to where you're not so worried about what you're doing as much. You just want to be flying around and shooting a little bit, using your weapons you have. But it's not the type of engaging storyline so far. Maybe it'll get better, but it's no Horizon Zero Dawn on the story, which I think a lot of people were hoping for, that there would be a real big in-depth thing, you know, like this is a thing. You go into Anthem, and the Anthem of Creation, that was kind of like the whole story with Aloy. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but it was very in-depth. With with all the storytelling. Well, I'm going to end the story or the video here. It's a little late. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Watch my other videos. I have a lot of videos on Anthem, and I actually have an eBay store I've been working on today. I'm a little tired from that, but it's GB Hatchery. I'll leave a link in the description. And my affiliate, Seller Warehouse, we're sending them some traffic. Thank you guys for setting us up. And I'll see you in the next video.